I'm going to go ahead and just tap in because that was just all the stuff that I picked up on. And
Pre-show.
There's a way that sometimes it can be for a close friend of yours. It can be for somebody that hadn't even watched the live yet. I never know. I just, that's the ones I picked up on and I just made.
Only the spirit world knows.
Oh, also a male that died by a fire. That was, I couldn't see how it happened, if it was a car accident, but it was like his back and his left arm, I know was like the most damaged areas. But yeah, that one kept coming through. Brown hair as well.
I'm like getting all settled in. I'm like, here we go. It's like a roller coaster ride.
Let's see what we get tapped into.
All right, so you want me just go tap in, or is there somebody you want me to connect to? Because then that'll help me like direct it, and then.
You want to start with Charles?
Okay.
Yeah. Throw you into the fire there, Charles, since you got the candles.
It's fine.
I know. I thought she was already tapping into you there for a little bit. I was like,
there were a couple things that were, I would say, were close, but
pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Yeah, and understand like miscommunication can happen. So if like I'm not wanting you to have anything like force anything to fit, because then it's not for you. But if a majority of it's making sense and one little detail's off, don't get caught up on that. It's most likely just miscommunication.
Would it help if I did this?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
You can be in the picture, Dave. It's fine.
I'm just making sure. I don't.
You know what? Watch me tap into that picture you showed. That would be hilarious if I was like Which the one you got of him.
This one?
No, the other one that you did the fake profile picture. That'd be so funny. I'm tapping some random stream. Yeah. Michael.
It's so weird because he wears almost the same kind of glasses too. It's so
I think you just gotta like shorten your mustache. That's what it looked like. There's like a little bit of detail. It's like
Charles, whenever you come down this October, we gotta recreate that picture.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, and then we can do a side by side.
Oh my god. I better not shower for like a week.
Yeah, well,
that's disgusting.
You'll be in Eureka Springs, so nobody will notice.
Yeah, that's fair.
You don't shower,
except for the podcast, but it's fine.
Yeah, I'll notice.
I'll notice. Clearly, you'll smell it.
I'll just spray it down with some Axe.
Okay, I think I'm actually feeling a grandfather coming through for you. And he's like showing me land, like I'm seeing like where a river or a creek. If it's a creek, it's like a wider creek, but it runs along property of land. But it feels like you would drive to see him, almost like if you're in North Carolina, you drive up in the mountains. That's what it's remind me of my grandparents, because they'll use my personal reference. We drive like 2 hours and be in the mountains. Oof. To visit my Nan and Papa, but I'm just seeing like where he really liked outside and he had a lot of pride in his property. And then something with monkeys is coming through. I don't know, somebody like collecting monkeys or what this deal is with monkeys.
Monkeys does have something to do with my family. Something.
Is it tied to a female?
It is not. It's actually tied to me. My family used to call me the little monkey. I was a little monkey to my family because I would climb all over things and make funny noises like a monkey.
I'm feeling like a female coming in as well. I can't place her yet. Like the weird thing is like it felt like at one point she almost had like a mother role, but then I'm feeling like the relationship transition. Like there was like let me see what this is. Maybe this is an aunt or something, because it's almost like she was close at one point or would mother you, and then other times she was like really distant. Like it feels like there's like a lack in communication towards the end. And then the grandfather figure, the one that keeps showing me the land, like or really liked being outdoors, but he keeps showing me this one area that
he was an outdoors guy for sure.
Was he into fishing? Is that why he keeps showing me the water?
I never went fishing with him per se. No, My other grandfather, which is alive still, he was a big fisherman. But my other one,
Okay.
no, he's spent a lot of time outside, but was never fishing. As far as I know, he could have done that back in the day, like before I came around, but he wasn't around with me, like fishing wise.
Okay. I'm getting something with the heart and chest, and I want to say like this is this feels tied to the grandfather, and there's something where he couldn't communicate at the end, or like there's a period of time like where you did, like I don't know if he was in a coma or you're out of state or like too far, but it feels like a lot was left unsaid. He's saying it could possibly be Alzheimer's, because sometimes it'll be like the memories will be foggy to them.
Okay. We'll leave. There's two things I want to say to two things you just said, but we'll leave that for the end.
Okay. I don't know why. It's like random family members going to his house or property or something. Like, I don't know if they would like go live with them temporarily, but it feels like it was like always changing the environment there. And then I was seeing like stairs, like somebody lived in a guest house or like they're so random. Hold on. Was there something with like three deaths? It was like boom, boom, boom. Like it was back to back to back. And because he's had me feel like it was like a huge wave of things that happened and changes that happened in the family. And he's saying like it made a big impact on your life.
I would say mainly two of them. One of them I didn't really know. Like I knew him, but I didn't really get to spend a lot of time with him. And there was some, like, not a huge amount of time, but there was time in between the first and the second one.
There's sorry, sometimes it's like hard, like when it's like when I have so many coming through because it's like bits and pieces. So
Yeah.
it's gonna sound weird, but I actually think you're quite intuitive yourself, because I'm picking up on like random ones that are around you that I know have no relationship to you. Like I'm picking up on a guy that was a suicide by gunshot that is close to you. Then I'm definitely picking up on somebody with a heart attack. I'm picking up on a male with a heart attack, a woman with a heart condition as well. So it's like gosh, what is it called? Congestive heart failure. So it feels like it slowly got worse.
It's the COVID vax.
Right.
Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
No, I will say I personally don't know of anyone that's passed away from suicide. That's not anybody that I have a relationship with that I can.
Is there a place you investigate? That's the one that I'm feeling is not tied to you, like family wise or friendship wise, but it feels like it's almost like you investigated a location and you were really drawn to that story. Because like I can see where he's shown me like you've had dreams of him. He's shown me like where he's made noises in your room at night. Like he's tried to get your attention. And there's something where it's mentioned named Dad. Like, hold on. He has this connection to you because he's saying like you remind him of brother, but all right,
of his brother or okay.
Yeah, but because that stuff can't validate. Like, I'm gonna have you point me in a direction.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm just getting random stuff, but you definitely are like sensitive. Like I don't know if you
I
hold
have,
it like
yeah,
like you pick up on it, but it's not something you openly talk about.
yeah. I'm I would say I've dabbled, but I feel like I've been quite involved with sensitive stuff before. A couple things I'll go ahead and say, kind of lead you a little bit. My aunt passed away with cancer. I had an uncle who passed away from cancer, and then later in life, a different aunt passed away with cancer, and which I did spend a lot of time at her house, and she was hunched over. And then my grandfather, he died of, I think it was a heart attack, or it was either a heart attack or something in his head. I can't remember exactly.
A stroke.
Yes, that's it. Yes. Um, and then the thing about the grandfather, where you were saying there was stuff that was left unsaid, the last time that I had seen him before he passed away, I was at his house visiting. So he used to grab the paper that day all the time. And in school, I had to do a research project on an article in the Kansas City Star, and I knew that he had a paper, so I went down to his place, grabbed the paper, and pretty much left. Well, in that time, he was like, "Hey, sit down and have dinner with us. Sit down and like just come and talk for a while." And I was like, "No, I need to get back home and do this research and like that kind of
All right,
thing."
hold on. I'm gonna cut you off because I don't want you to say anymore.
Okay.
Not trying to be rude, but I know like you won't be able to trust the messages he's bringing through if I know too much.
Okay.
Okay, gosh, she's saying a lot. Um, he's saying like it was he needs you to know like he doesn't want you to feel guilty about that because to him it was so small. But you feel like, damn, I missed out on that opportunity. And he's saying like his death like really shook you because it's like you wouldn't allow yourself to believe it for a while. And there was something about seeing his place. Like, I don't know if he had a certain chair or like recliner or something, but it's like it, I'm seeing like this moment and he was there with you, like when it clicked, like, oh my God, he really is gone. And he was saying like it's been like little things like lead back to it where you like get mad at yourself all over again and like you go through it. But he's saying like you
That's me. It's my. Don't worry about that. It's the air pump,
oh
the water
yeah.
pump. Oh, Dave gave a weird look.
It's a
It's my
demon.
water pump. You're right. It's my water pump
Like, what the hell is
siphoning
that?
the water out of the air conditioner. Anyways,
He's saying he was a tough guy. Like he was raised differently, like where you don't like you have thick skin. So he's saying like that wasn't anything he held on to. Um, he knew that something was going downhill with his health. Like he could feel that he
Mhm.
wasn't feeling right. And he's had me feel like he was keeping some of it quiet. But he doesn't want you feeling guilty for being a boy. Like that's what he's had me feel. Um,
For being a
like you
boy.
had, I know you weren't a boy, but like that's how he was saying. Like for
Oh,
you had stuff going on, you had things
oh,
going on in
oh.
your life.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He was like, we're with dudes is like how he's making me feel like there's not like where emotions are supposed to get to you like that. So it didn't bother him. Like he's sad that you're
Mhm.
kind of left with that and having regrets because he's going back to okay. Oh.
I'll
He's so
say,
funny.
just
I'm
say
seeing
it.
something with sandals and it's almost like a joke, like he was gonna beat you with a sandal or something, but it's like a joke. But I feel like he had like a real aggressive side to him, but he's saying he wants the memories to be focused on the happy times
Mhm.
because um he never held on to it. He didn't. Do you have his wallet?
I don't have his wallet. No.
Who has his wallet?
Mm, that I don't. I have no idea. basically when he passed away. So you said Alzheimer's earlier. My grandma has Alzheimer's. Um, when he passed away, pretty much my mom, well, it's my mom's siblings, basically just came in and like took whatever they wanted, and so it was just like some of the family have no idea where certain things are. And that one I have no idea.
I feel like it's a male that's like holding on to it, but it's like he has like a lot of guilt and sadness about things too, because it feels like somebody went out having a bad argument with him, and then with the grandma, she had a big personality, and that's what's sad. Like she's making me feel like everyone who is remembering her with the Alzheimer's. Like it wasn't her.
Well,
like
my grandma's still alive. She had Alzheimer's, but she's still alive.
Okay.
Or she
well,
has Alzheimer's, sorry.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm like getting all tangled up. This is frustrating. Is this your dad's dad? Because I'm getting like
my mom's.
Okay.
Say it could be someone's. I would say it could be someone else. Like what Heather said in the chat too. Could be someone else's family trying to come through. Just throwing it out there. I don't.
No, I just hate when this happens. It's like tangled connections. Okay, I'm just going to describe the feeling I'm getting. I'm getting like random things. You do have a lot of spirits around you, and it's like some of them like really like messing with you in the house. Like you're very clairaudient, and they're doing like little noises and stuff. And then there's something with books with you, collection of books, or like a connection to somebody in books in your house. If somebody's wanting to mention, somebody else is showing me beans. Not quite sure what that is. Now the grandmother that has Alzheimer's, did she have a mom that had Alzheimer's? Because there's something about like where somebody feels like they are being remembered wrong. Like they had, like they did.
I don't know my grandma's mom, and I really don't know I don't know my grandma's history, really. I mean, I know the family. I know what their last name, like, and I've traced back the family tree, but no one's ever mentioned to me if they had Alzheimer's or not.
Okay, there was something like really cool she did in her lifetime. I'm sorry I spent so much time on this one. It's frustrating to me that I can't get exact detail. Okay, this is the feeling this woman has me get, and I am getting something with Roses, Rosalind. There's some name connection like that there, but she's having me feel like she did all this great stuff in her life, and she's showing me like the end of a war. Like, oh God, is it? I want to say it's the end of World War II. There was something big she did. So I don't know if she was tied to the married to the military, but there's some connection there. And she had a lot about her life that's been forgotten, and she's just remembered for like the Alzheimer's, and it's making her have a hard time. And sad, but she's showing me like where she's coming around the grandma. So if she's speaking about her or speaking about her mom, like there's where she really is picking up on her.
I'll have to ask my mom because she spends a lot of time with my grandma. My grandma's in a nursing home, so I'll have to ask her if she's ever mentioned her mom or anything. Like in like seeing her, passing and stuff like that. But yeah, I have no idea as far as
that's okay.
That goes.
That's okay. Sorry, it was jumbled, but
it's okay.
Happens sometimes.
That's what happens when you've got like 10 different spirits coming through at the same time.
Well, sometimes it's like the first reading will always be like crappy. It's like trying to figure out the connections and separate them out because it's my first time connecting to them. And I am tired, didn't sleep last night, so that could be affecting. But I'll have a harder time separating out, okay, these details have to do with this one and that. And then you got like the one throwing in random like beans, like there's some joke behind baked beans or something. And I'm like, but
it's not baked beans, but I do know a joke behind beans.
Spill the beans, Charles. Spill
okay.
My brother, when he was little, he would always his thing he would always say is like, I can't even remember what this is from, but just like more jelly beans. Like he would just say that all the time. All the time. My brother's still alive, but it was just one of his things as a kid. There was something else you said that I was going to talk about, but I can't remember. It was around
that right there is a
the
perfect
beans.
example of how I miscommunicated it. Because I just knew it was a joke about beans, but then my mind threw in baked beans.
Yeah.
Like, but thank God, like,
as kids, we, like my sister, my brother, and myself, we had like things as kids that we did when we were little. My parents just always tell stories of, and that was one of it for my brother. So I'm not surprised that came through. But yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting.
Thank you for being understanding.
Yeah.
For your craptastic reading.
No, it was great.
No, because to me, I didn't get to like, but the grandfather, like that's the one message like I can feel.
And that was something else I was going to add. When we cleaned out his truck, there were like 8 bottles of Tylenol just like stashed in his truck, but there was really no medicine in the house. So stroke, he'd complain about headaches all the time. Like but he wouldn't ever like tell us that there's health issues going on.
Yeah.
He would just bottle it up and that was it.
Yeah, he didn't want the attention on him. Was there something with a green table, like the old school green table? This like the 5th time I'm seeing this. It's like
green table.
It's like 50s style table, and it's got like the silver trim.
Gosh,
somebody's like
that I have no idea.
Sorry about
if it was it's this. So my grandfather passed away in 2007, and we'd have family gatherings at their house, and that's why it was interesting. You said that the family would come and stay and stuff like that, and that's how it was. And but as far as green table, though, I was so little. I just have like very vague memories of like family time. Like I used to spend a lot of time there as a little kid, but like as far as details of decor and stuff, I have no idea.
Okay. Well, if you're looking through photo books or old photos or something, I feel like you're going to come across this green table, and that's tied to the woman who doesn't feel like she was remembered properly. Because like it's like she's okay, but it's like it's kind of a bummer to her. Like she's like, I'm proud of doing this, this, and this in my life, but all people remember was I was batshit crazy at the end. That's the feeling I get. So there's something with her in this green table. So if it was passed down, sold with the house, I don't know. If you come across it, just know the woman that's connected that table.
I mean, they lived in a different house before I came along, and I mean that could be a possibility at that old location. So.
Maybe. Well, you don't have to go like digging for it, but I kind of feel like you're just going to come across it one day and then it's going to click.
The reason why I say that is because we do have like family pictures of gatherings in that old house before I came along, and who knows, there might be a green table there. I have no idea.
Okay. Well,
right.
But if it does, I will let you know.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Do you want to target somebody in the chat?
Yeah, sure. If you guys want to ask questions.
Okay. Who here in the chat would be interested? If you don't want her to read you or anything, I mean,
Dave, you're going to get like 6 yeses.
I know, but
with this crowd that we have tonight, I'm sure you're going to get plenty of yeses.
Yeah, and if you want, go ahead and ask a question. If you're wanting to connect to somebody, ask a question. That'll help me get enough energy to pull off of and hopefully direct in that way. Because definitely feel where my, like this isn't like usual how I read. Like I could tell it was like broken up pieces, and normally it's a stronger, more solid, vivid connection.
I kind of want to. So Justin also, like earlier, he said his grandma was Hungarian German gypsy who taught him to read tarot. I mean, it's not necessarily a question.
No, it's farther up.
Okay, hang on. Okay, so I'll just put it on here.
Hey, Michael. Okay, Angel K, like speak to your grandparents.
So Justin asked, "It's his impression that the gifts, talents come along with spiritual development, but is it the spirituality that matters, not so much the gifts? And how do you relate to that?"
No, I got to turn out of mediumship mode because I'm getting pulled all over. Okay, it's impression. It's like focus.
I know. I was like, "Oh shit, here we go."
Yeah, I think it's the spiritual development because I feel like the whole purpose behind this is we're supposed to help each other as a whole. You know, if it were all about something for yourself, that's not really doing much for humanity. So I don't see like the point to it. So I feel like it's about the journey. It's about yeah, like it really getting closer to God, closer to the other side and understanding energy more. So I feel like that's what's going to help the world really move in a better place is people that help support each other through hardships. You know, nowadays everything's so materialistic and surface level. And I feel like that's why it's about this journey because you learn a lot through yourself. You'll have a lot that's going to go on in your life, like friendships pulled out, relationships die off with people, and it can feel like you're almost being punished. But in the end, you end up learning about yourself. Like, hey, I was toxic like this and didn't notice these things. So, yeah, I feel it's about the spirituality.